Water. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Troy Rawlings here. Water. Carpe diem FDM. Welcome to Troy Rawlings Live TRL Morning Edition. What's going on, friends? Ain't friends? What it do? Welcome. Every morning, 5 days a week. At least 5 days a week. It's not necessarily Monday through Friday. Sometimes it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna give you 5 days a week. Talking about love. My goal of 52 weeks of talking about love, 5 days a week. You can go back the whole month of June. We talking about self-love on the Troy Rawlings Live YouTube channel. They're also on my Instagram page. I like doing Instagram Live because people can chime in and I can see you guys, and it's a quick way to record. And then I can just download and put it everywhere for the replay. Not gonna be long today. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. 9 a.m. on Wednesday, the 8th of July. I said I wasn't gonna do birthdays today because I kind of want to flow through, but I'm gonna jump right into it because today talking about how to love without being prideful, without pride, negative pride. I'm not talking about positive pride of self-pride of, loving yourself, who you are, all of that. We're talking about negative pride. We're talking about, I know, the ego type pride. We're talking about that. So we're going to break that down today in this wonderful teaching about love. We're talking about the attributes of love in July. Last month we talked about self-love. I believe it's damn near impossible to love properly without loving yourself. And I also believe that when how we speak to others is how we actually speak to us. It's our internal dialogue and how we speak and talk about others. If we're venomous, if we're snarky, if we're extra sarcasm, if it's belittling, anything like that, I believe we have those images of us first. Because people who have a positive image of themselves and really love themselves, they tend to praise other people. That's my experience. So, and one of my missions in life is to help men and women communicate better in love. So that's the purpose of doing this. And I have some phenomenal archives back on love. And I got a couple more books and yada. You heard it before. Okay. Let's get to some breathing, get started, and jump in this thing. I'm going to try to wrap it up in about 30 minutes. Try. So take notes, but don't forget it's going to be on a replay. So let's boogie. All right, breathing. If you're walking or driving, please don't look at this. Why? Don't close your eyes. You can look at this, but don't close your eyes. If you're walking, don't hurt yourself. Don't close your eyes. All right. Relax your shoulders. When you inhale, try to inhale your diaphragm, not just your chest. Not just, you get a lot more if you inhale from your diaphragm. It fills up almost like a balloon, okay? All right, inhale through your nose, deep inhale. Love, peace, joy. Exhale, fear, doubt, anger, hate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Quick prayer. Father, thank you for this time we had. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in live. Thank you for people that watch the replay. Let it bless somebody. Let them share it and bless somebody else. And that we could be more loving. Let's have an awesome day today. And in your precious name we pray. In Jesus' name. Amen. All right. And once again, I always say, this is not a religious broadcast. I repeat, this is not a religious broadcast. But I do mention scriptures because we're talking about love. And like I said, one of the most phenomenal definitions of love that I've ever seen. The definition of love, I think, was done as a biblical scripture by this guy they call the Apostle Paul, who wrote most of the New Testament in the Bible. But he was pretty much like a Hitler. He was hating on Christians. He was having persecuting, killing them, all that stuff. Then he had an encounter with Jesus, changed his life, and he starts preaching and teaching about loving and all this stuff. And people look at him like he's crazy. He was locked up several times. He went through a bunch of stuff. You get a chance to go into history. But once again, no matter what your belief system or what your faith is, you got to remember the Bible is a history book, and this guy really lived. So you can do some deep diving. I love to do deep dives. That's how I get into these teachings. And yeah. And this is really for me, and I'm opening it up for you guys. So this is really how I talk to myself, build up. Hold on one second. Oh, that's dope. Allows me to do a pause like that. Hey, I'm back. Now on the replay, you guys won't see that break that I just took to do some stuff. Okay, let's get out of this. Let's get to some up-tempo music. Keep this rocking. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep it short today, about a half an hour. What's going on? Hey, Comedy Block Party, what it do? What it do? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Troy Rawlings live, morning edition. We talk about love every morning, some attribute. Love. The whole month of June, we was talking about self-love. You can go back and watch the replays on YouTube, LinkedIn. It's here on Instagram as well as the past from this month. So you can catch up on my Troy Rawlings Live YouTube channel, but they're also on my Troy Rawlings Live Instagram page. So at least 5 days a week, my goal is to do 52 weeks talking about love. We already have over 20 hours talking about self-love, so you can go back, study, take notes. Why are you doing this, Troy? Part of my mission in everything I do, from the media to the, hey, what's going on? From the media to the entertainment, comedy, events, writing. Big shout out to my media partners, Sheen Magazine, LA Reach Angels. I have a blog, weekly blog on LA Reach Angels you can check out. Part of my mission in life is to help men and women communicate better in love. I do it in my books, my journalism, on stage, my 22-year sex, love, relationship, comedy tour, and everything we do with my partner Yonder, writing the books we write. It's all based around love and relationships. So, and I'm not just talking about love with your spouse or your lady, your man. I'm 51. It seems weird to say boyfriend, girlfriend sometimes. When I meet a 7-year-old and she's like, my boyfriend's coming over. Your granddad's coming over. That's someone's granddad. I don't know how y'all get down, but how y'all call it when you're getting romantic. And yes, there's some 70, 80, and 90-year-olds that still, if y'all don't know what this is, they still boxing. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Tia. So today, let me hit some of these birthdays real quick. I keep saying I'm not going to be long. That sounds like a Jack Lake preacher when I say that. I'm not going to be long. What's up? What's up? All right. You popped in on me talking about, well, the morning edition is always me talking about love. But today, I'm talking about how to love without false pride or pridefulness. Now, when I say that, I want to make sure because let me reference, like I said, one of the greatest definitions for love is the one that Paul, he was an apostle in the Bible. This is a scripture one from a biblical scripture, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. So it says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. That's a hard one. Not to hold on to wrongdoings. Woo, woo. Forgive, but don't forget. You be holding it on. You be like, I forgive you, but remember when you was in that car with Shirley and we were supposed to be at the carnival? Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. So we dealt with being patient in love, kind. We talked about not being envious. The boastful one we talked about yesterday. Today we're talking about when it says love is not proud. And it was weird because I'm like, I'm proud of who I am, proud of my culture, proud of my... It's not talking about that proud. It's talking about the thing that a lot of ladies equate to men, ego. So we're going to talk about dealing with that ego. We're talking about being a little bit more vulnerable. Now, ladies, if you argue with your man today, don't send him a message by a guy, even though I look very chill and casual today. I'm an attractive gentleman. Where's my mirror? Did you look in the mirror and say you love yourself today? I know Tia did. She probably looked in the mirror on a rock. You got to go and check out Tia J. Tia J. Why I always want to call you Tia J? Like you Tia J White. What is all this? None of your business. None of your business. Did you look in the mirror today and say, Troy Rawlings, I love you. You're doing great. You're doing a good job. You're funny as I don't know what. You look good today. Get yourself up, boy. Okay. Because of Michael J. That's what it is. Tia J. Follow Tia J. She has daily motivations from the upper room. From the upper room. It's on a rock. Guys, it's not what you think. You got to go see it. Because you're thinking rock and it's like a swimsuit issue. Tia's dope. Carpe diem. Okay. We got some birthdays. I got to do the birthdays because I noticed that it was some people whose birthdays who I really F with like that. Nissa Reeves, happy birthday. My man Rennie Bass, happy birthday. Jabari Jelani, happy birthday. Ooh, CJ Emmons, vocalist, singer, CJ Emmons, happy birthday, brother. Who else is on today? July 8th. Tasha, happy birthday. Never missed you. My mind, not my heart. Okay, let's rock and roll. All right, today we're talking about, Troy, why are you doing this? Look, I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a psychologist yet. I don't have a degree in anything yet, but I've been doing this tour for about 22 years. We've been writing for a while. We've been doing some journalistic and media things, and that guy in the shorts and the suit top at the beach, it's me. Okay. As I can. Okay. Loving without pridefulness means shifting your focus from defending your ego to selflessly serving the other person. It requires active listening without the need to be right. Embracing vulnerability. Hold on, let me get some lubrication because I'm tripping over my words. Big lips and tongue. You can be sexy at times when you start talking. It all sounded like this. All right. It requires active listening without the need to be right. Embracing vulnerability and celebrating your partner's successes without comparing them to your own. And that's from YouTube. That's from Ascension. That's from Ascension Presents. You can check them out on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Loving without pridefulness means shifting your focus from defending your ego to selflessly serving the other person. It requires active listening without the need to be right, embracing vulnerability, and celebrating your partner's successes without comparing them to your own. You ever talk to somebody and they say, I know, You're expressing something that you're going through. Oh yeah, I know. How you know when I'm expressing it out of me right now and it's just coming out? What you know? I know. Hey, you know you hurt me, and yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know. Let me finish what I'm saying. No, you finish. Oh, ooh. You talking about popping off arguments? Active listening. We talked about this before. Some of this stuff may seem redundant, but it's just like studying when you talk about different things. Active listening is that place of listening where you actually are listening not to answer, but you're listening to what the person is saying. And then if it is something directed towards you, and sometimes this can be very hard because I'm still training myself to do this, especially because when someone's hurt, they're going to throw spears when they talk. It's going to seem venomous at times. It's going to seem, because they're hurt, it's coming from a place of pain. But what ends up happening is if you can sit back and say, okay, I don't want to cut you off, but let me make sure I understand, because this is what I'm hearing. And if the person has to reiterate, no, I didn't mean that. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then you get to the point where you listen and you say, what can I do to assist or help? If there's something you did wrong, of course, apologizing. And say, how can I make amends? What can I do to, boom. And see if you can get some answers. A lot of times, if there's a discussion or there's a place of, see if you can get some answers. But we talked about boasting yesterday. Ooh, that was a good one, y'all, because there was some things in there. I was like, man, remember, this is for me. I'm just letting y'all in on it. Most of us who do encouraging stuff, Tia talking from the rock, someone doing a walk and they talk and they're encouraging you. Hey, how are you? This is for us first. We hear this first. We hear it first. Hey, Tanny. We hear it first before we ever talk about it. So those of us that try to be more compassionate and listening, we also have to be the ones that are listening, active listening. Okay, listen. How can I help the situation? How can I help this better? How can I make amends if I did something wrong? Sometimes I told my daughter this years ago, I said, Zoe, because she was starting to say stuff like, Dad, you keep cutting me off. And I was like, am I cutting her off, or is she talking like an adult and I'm not her peer? And I'm, you go through all this stuff when you're talking to a child, because we're talking about everybody, not just our love, like just our spouse or our man or our lady or our boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. And I was like, oh, one, she is taking something because children learn from their environment. But also, she thought when I was trying to dialogue or trying to get an understanding, or you hear something and it's venomous, it's cutting. Somebody says something and you're like, first thing you're in your head, you're like, I didn't do that though. And you're going to say, I didn't say that. Wait, let me finish. And you're like, oh. And you look at your watch and the person been talking 5 or 10 minutes. You're like, they're never going to finish. They're not. This is a monologue. But I told my daughter, and I tell people, for a guy, for the man I am, I won't generalize all men, but if a guy is a problem solver in a situation, hey, he's trying to figure out, we need to know, especially ladies or anyone that talks like this, I won't put it all on ladies. Are you venting or are we having a dialogue? And I said, Zoe, if you're venting, Dad will grab a pen and a pad and shut up and take notes. Seemed kind of facetious when I said it, but I'm serious. That's kind of active listening. The person, if you're listening and the person is venting, removing your ego, putting on your big boy drawers and big girl drawers. Those drawers y'all got, women, y'all pulling them all up past your titties. Whatever. Pulling up and kind of being able to sit in it takes a level of vulnerability. So it requires active listening without the need to be right, embracing vulnerability, and celebrating your partner's successes without comparing them to your own. We talked about this in boasting when I talked yesterday. And it's hard. I found myself, especially with not as much, I don't do it as much. I do it more with my best friends, maybe because I talk to them more, especially male friends. I don't know if it's that one-up thing. And somebody's like, yeah, man, I did this. And oh, man, that's joint. It reminds me of, and you find yourself trying to do something that's comparative on a positive nature to show that you have a cohesiveness of something that happened, or you showed that you have, oh, I have something like that, but you end up pulling away from the person's celebration, pulling away from the attention that should be on the person who's, successful. That's why I try to support people. If I'm going to a show to support somebody or somebody like that, people are like, oh, you going up to? I love comedy, and I do comedy. So I go to a comedy show, and 100 people may ask me, "You going up tonight? You going up tonight?" No, I'm just coming to laugh and enjoy the show. It's kind of like that with our partners. Can we sit back, celebrate, and enjoy the show of our partner or our loved one being celebrated? Loving without pride involves several actionable shifts. There's actionable shifts we're going to jump into if you're taking notes. But like I said, you can catch this on a replay and do it on your own time too. I appreciate all y'all that come in live though and stick around. And I got people coming in live and rocking with me for an hour. That's dope. I'm trying to make this shorter. Trying. Embrace vulnerability. Stop hiding your flaws behind your mask, behind a mask of perfection. Authentic connection blossoms when you allow yourself to be weak, ask for help, and express your genuine needs. That's from Kelly Dupuy. Thank you, Kelly. Stop hiding your flaws behind a mask of perfection. Authentic connection blossoms when you allow yourself to be weak, ask for help, and express your genuine needs. I already tell people it's hard to love. You can't love like this. You gotta let down your guard. Can't love like this. And I've been in relationships where you're having an argument, a disagreement, or whatever, and I found myself saying more than once in a relationship, not only directing a person, because sometimes when a person is talking and they get on a tangent, they're not looking at you anymore. I've had where they're looking off and and they're pulling from everywhere. I'm big on body language and eye contact and stuff like that. I'm like, oh. I was like, hey, before we go any further, we're on the same team. Then go back in. Remember, we're made for one another. We're not supposed to. I don't believe in the battle of the sexes bullshit. That's why I don't do it in my shows. In the 20 years of us doing the Raw and Cut tour, Troy Rawlings Live, Taboo Talk tour, people will tell you I don't do the battle. I start the show saying I don't do the battle of the sexes bullshit. I believe we're coming together. So I found it very useful to make sure you do a pause. Just like in a boxing match, any fight, they have go to your corners, get refreshed. The refreshing and say, hey, by the way, we're on the same team. Still love you. Let's continue. We're on the same team. And that should be anybody that you feel that way about, friend, family, whatever. Okay, true. Tanny said, true, that comparison thing. I spoke to a friend this morning and I was sharing my good news, but she definitely interrupted and started sharing what she was doing. I never had a chance to finish. Yo. Active listening also involves listening to yourself. When I tell you I am guilty of this, and someone be talking to me and I get into a mode, and especially, or if they talk about Tanny, you already know, people that know me know what's going on with my child, my daughter. She's a teenager, she's going through the teenage thing, and I love my daughter more than life itself. Somebody could be talking about something out, and it could be a celebration or it could be something, man, let me tell you, the people I talk to, and sadly I got friends like that, I talk to them and they be like, man, I know. I didn't know you know. I know that. Let me tell you. And you're like, oh, but I've done it before. I've done it before. Had somebody hang up and always think something. Oh, we must have been disconnected. No, you were disconnected. The person was trying to tell you something they were going through to vent or get it out. You started talking about your thing, and the person probably went on into their job or whatever they was doing. He was like, you know what? It ain't that bad what I'm going through, obviously, because this joker don't care. When I tell you this stuff is for me first, I'm excited because even now, after doing the month of June and talking about self-love, I got 20 hours on self-love. And then go back and I'm about to splice them up and start having snippets out and doing all this stuff. But after a year, by the time it gets to a year of me doing this, I would have had 300 hours on doing this. Sidebar, business owner or person that has a voice, or you got something you want to say. Why aren't you doing this? Shout out to all my business folks and my business partners. You can find them below. I'm also bringing on some new sponsors. Big shout out to my girl, Cheryl Friend, Brunch and Blaze. I'm excited because we're doing something here, but also Tammy, I'm going to be in Atlanta, so I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Sheen Awards 2026, Atlanta, Thursday, September 17th. I'm letting you know, Tammy, just in case I need a room or two, and you got that huge ass house. Just letting you know. Just how you put when you know they're in here listening. You know, I was thinking about that too. They go and talk about something else and you just fade away like, oh, you weren't listening to me. All right. Y'all had to be there. Okay. So embrace vulnerability. Stop hiding your flaws behind a mask of perfection. I'm all right. I'm okay. You sure, baby? You like something right? No, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm okay. Now, this takes safe space for men and women, especially men who may not be used to being vulnerable, or have actual friends they can be vulnerable around. There's some amazing. Maybe it's the nurturing thing in some women. It's something I'm looking forward to embrace more as I study more on psychology, and wherever God would have me guide in that direction. And some of the things I do it in my shows and on stage because maybe it's the thing where I know the mic is coming back to me, but being in a place where you're safe enough to say, this is what I'm going through, this is what's going on, and get it off. That's why therapy is so important sometimes, because you don't have anybody else. But a lot of times it'll say, if you study something, they'll say, make sure you're talking to your close friends and family who you have a trusted, safe space with. You can talk to them first, because usually you can get to them quicker. With therapy, a lot of times you got to make an appointment. Even though now they do have the cyber thing that you can call or go and, so a lot of these sites are great for that, for people that are seeking therapy. You don't even have to see the person anymore. It's just somebody you talk to. You be on the phone. Like, so how did that make you feel? You know what? It made me feel, hold on, somebody's on the other line. Oh, it's them. Should I pick up the phone? It's the person I'm talking about. Authentic connection blossoms. Authentic connection blossoms when you allow yourself to be weak, ask for help, and express your genuine needs. There's a lot of things that you may want to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet in life because you won't ask for help. And there are certain things you cannot do alone in this life, like living. Outside of breathing, there's a lot of things you can't do alone. Even if you're going to a grocery store to get the food to fix, if the people weren't in the position to put the foods in the grocery store, blah, 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 So all that, I understand when people say, when I pull myself by my own bootstraps, I do this all myself. All of this yourself. Beautiful house. So you wired the electricity in this house and you supplied it to a company that you own? Come on, y'all. I mean, that's a little facetious, but prioritize active listening, like we talked about. During disagreements, quiet your inner desire to win the argument. Focus fully on understanding your partner's perspective, validating their feelings rather than defending your own ego. That's from Kelly DeP as well on YouTube. This is so important, and this is an exercise that I study on a regular basis, especially if this is your partner, it's worth it. If you're co-parenting, it's worth it. It's worth it for the child. If this is a friend, if you value the friendship, it's worth it. So it's worth doing this exercise, just like you go and work out or you go to a gym and it's hard. Building this muscle helps because you put yourself in a place to listen with intent of love and empathy for the other person. If you're not empathetic or loving to the other person, it's going to be. And if you're not loving and empathetic to yourself when you're going through something, not, oh, I can't believe I did that. I'm so stupid. I'm dumb. Because if you're talking to yourself like that, you're going to talk to others like that. It is going to happen. So that's why it's good to go back and look at the messages on self-love. You really have to get that love for yourself and give yourself enough grace, because if you start giving yourself grace, You'll be more mindful to give others grace, especially when you've been through some hard situations. Life will humble you. And old folks used to say, just live a little longer, baby. Life will humble you. But proper humility, when we're talking about pridefulness, we're not talking about pride of self and proud of who you are and making sure you uplift yourself, because good pride is a part of self-love. But that pridefulness, when you're in a situation where both of you have to be right, nothing's going to get accomplished. And then you find this weird relationship that you're masking stuff, passing it over until you get to the next thing, until it builds up and you have an issue. Prioritize active listening. During disagreements, quiet your inner desire to win the argument. Focus fully on understanding your partner's perspective, validating their feelings, rather than defending your own ego. I always tell people, your ego, men, his ego. Ladies, treat a man's ego like you want him to treat your emotions. It's the same thing, ego. Ego is emotions, same thing. Practice unconditional service. Look for small, quiet ways to lift your partner up without expecting recognition or Ooh, let me get some water. Reciprocation. I was about to say reciprocity, but it didn't say that. It said reciprocation. So, these lips. You got some big, beautiful lips. Yeah, but you stumble over some sentences, boy. You'll be stumbling and falling. You'll be tumbling like Mary Lou Retton. Who's Mary Lou Retton? Dominique Dawes. Who's Dominique Dawes? Who's the other girl that tumbled? There's the girl that danced to all the stuff. Anyway. Practice unconditional service. Look for small, quiet ways to lift your partner up without expecting recognition or reciprocation. True love is about giving without keeping score. Good morning. True love is about giving without keeping score. Now, if there's no reciprocity and you're always the one doing everything, you're going to run out eventually. So we're not talking about no reciprocity. We're not talking about you're the one but if there's certain things you're strong in, I love to cook. That also means I love to cook. I love to live. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. And cooking is one of my favorite pastimes. Cooking is a therapy for me. But cooking also, got another session going on just in case you guys hear something in the background. But cooking also is my love language that I give to people. It's a love language. I love cooking. I love people experience. I love that experience. That's a part of my artistic skills of putting food together. I love it. I don't necessarily need someone that cooks. I would love to have that's a whole nother conversation. I don't have a favorite thing to cook, and you're not going to get me off. I got to skip to the time. She was like, favorite thing to cook. Oh, the favorite thing I had to cook. I don't have a favorite thing. I have quick things. I have longer things. I like cooking everything. And people that know me know it's true, because when I first came here to Los Angeles and started doing my Sunday dinner gatherings, I would cook everything. I put the menu on MySpace. So anyway, I love to cook. I'm about to do that after I leave here. I got a meeting to go to. Is at one of my friend and business partners' house. I'm going to the market, pick up some food. We're going to eat, and I got some documents to do. Get some stuff together. First Pratt, how are you? So, unconditional service. Look for small, quiet ways to lift your partner up. Cooking. Without expecting recognition or reciprocation. True love is about giving without keeping score. Now, I'm just, because I keep this very PG, but there are some people who are givers and servers. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's the thing, too. What are the things that you love to do, that you would love to do? So if you don't have my Butt Naked Honest book, and you're in, oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. Today, I didn't even put it down here. If you don't have my Butt Naked Honest book and you DM me, I will send you a copy of the ebook today. You'll have it. It's free, just for coming in and watching and chilling. But the first Butt Naked Honest, it's a series actually. It's called Butt Naked Honest, Conversational Foreplay for Dating. It's for everyone. It's how to broach conversations that you probably wouldn't do, but I have a sense of humor. So And I learned to make difficult conversations light and getting it out up front, especially if you're on the dating scene, how you can ask things up front and not just talking about, if you're grown, if you're 40, over 35, 40 and over, 50 and over, stop asking people what their favorite color is. What are you doing? But you're also not going into a meeting to interrogate this mofo. So today we are talking about loving without pridefulness. Negative pridefulness. So DM me, I'll send you a copy. But the next book in the series, the Butt Naked Honor series, is her butler, his maid, finding gratitude and servitude towards your mate. The reason I wanted to get into writing that one is because I found out that the reason, yeah, no, it's funny, right? Fullness, pridefulness. Am I spelling right? I don't know if that's spelled right, but forgive me if it's not. The reason I'm writing that one is because I realized when I was talking to people or when you first get together, oh yeah, what's mine is yours, and yours is mine, it's just lovey. And I remember having a friend of mine one time come to see me when I was working in Brentwood, and we were talking, and we found out we were late, going through the whole thing, and he's like, yeah, I gotta get back, cause, hey, Manuel Brown, what up? Yeah, I gotta get back, cause, my wife hates me taking her car. Seemed like a normal phrasing, and some of you are married, whatever. Like, I know how that is, because when she take my car, she don't do that. But something about it hit me in my gut when he said it, because he said the word wife, and he said her car. She said she hates me taking her. Like, he didn't have his vehicle, he was using her car. She had a problem with it. That bothered me, and I didn't know why until I realized they were on the verge of divorce. So the way he said it, the intent behind it. Remember, 60 to 70% of communication is nonverbal. So what I was getting wasn't just the fact that, oh, someone doesn't want you to mess up their car, you don't gas it, whatever it is. It was something else. And when I started realizing that, oh, when we're getting close to breaking up or leaving a relationship, we start separating things. Start pulling away. Little by little, we're pulling away. Some of y'all experienced that in a relationship, and y'all just got together, and there's a pulling away. Or you're so independent. I think it is, and this is just come from me. We teach and we've learned, men and women, a lot of independence. Well, we got songs about it. Independence. We don't have any songs. There were more loving songs about healthy interdependence back in the day. Healthy interdependence. We don't teach enough of that. We don't learn enough of that. How to be healthy and working with someone. True reciprocity. And everybody wants to be an independent individual. Ladies, be careful. Especially those that say they are looking for someone. I don't need a man. I want a man. I don't need a man. I want a man. It's funny. God thought we needed you so much, he made you out of us. We need each other. Stop saying you don't need people. I know what you mean. I can take care of my own bills. I can take care of myself. But we need people. You're going to go through enough stuff in life, especially as you're getting older. When most people that get older, you look around and you have one real good sick day by yourself. I had a friend call me and she was just through. Guys, we just die silent. We don't care. Somebody come in the door. How many times you hear somebody come on the door, come to see somebody, and they on the floor, gone. We all need somebody. You better get, if you ain't gonna be with a mate or somebody, you better hire a housekeeper that's real affordable. Get somebody. You better get a dog that knows how to talk. A dog that can pick up a phone or drag you to safety. Ain't got no children. Start fixing your relationship. You're gonna need somebody. We all need somebody. Say it with me. I need somebody. Y'all sitting there. We just think, oh, have a good day first, bro. You sitting there. You already gone. You gone. You in the angelic realm. You look down on yourself. Hey, God, y'all know my body is still there? They're like, You ain't got no friends. You put everybody aside. You said you ain't need nobody. You was, yeah, but my body's been here for, like, I'm starting to stink. I can smell it up here. Ain't got nobody y'all can send over, no angels. They'll find you eventually. Somebody gonna buy the house. Yeah, but I'm starting to decay. Nobody's gonna go down there and check on me. Hey, why don't you worry about what's up here right now? You wasn't worried about down there, so stop pushing people away. All right. So, and that was from Impact. It was Impact Video. Celebrate their wins. Acknowledge and uplift your partner's accomplishments without feeling threatened. True love rejoices in the other person's joy instead of competing for the spotlight. Are you competing for your mate's spotlight? Are you going through stuff? Can you celebrate them without worrying about who's in their phone, where they going, what's happening? It's funny. Some of y'all was like, where you going? Who you with? This, that, and other. And when it comes time to actually focus on the person, you're not doing it. When it comes time to celebrate and pour into the person, you're not doing it. Then you get jealous or upset when somebody else is. Okay, that's it. I heard people say, it's like somebody mentioned before, it's like, okay, you and this person are having issues, but then you ask the person, okay, if they seek comfort and encouragement somewhere else, how would that make you feel? Think about that. If you're watching this thing and you and your partner are bickering, if they seek comfort outside of the relationship, that church husband, that church wife, that bestie, or they always lean on their bestie. Some people have opposite sex besties, and they're hetero, and they have opposite sex besties, and they do everything with their bestie. What up, girl? I'm about to close out. You have to go back and watch the whole thing. It's a good one today. But celebrate your partner's wins. Hype your bestie up. What's that song? Hype your bestie up. I'm not saying you dance with your bestie like that with your tongue out, but some of y'all females do. Some of y'all guys do. What is happening with the besties? And celebrate their wins. Cultivate gratitude. Like I said, the next book in the Butt Naked series is Her Butler Has Made, Finding Gratitude and Servitude Towards Your Mate. This kind of goes hand in hand with that. Because when we first get with somebody, we want to do everything for them. We want to do everything for them. Then we've been with them for a while, or if you feel like it's pulling away, you start separating. So how can you continue to cultivate that? Cultivate gratitude. Consciously recognize your partner's value and the gifts they bring into your life. Gratitude naturally crowds out. Oh, wow. That's a good one. Gratitude naturally crowds out self-absorption and entitlement. Whew. That's from Ascension Presents on YouTube. Gratitude naturally crowds out self-absorption and entitlement. What does that mean, Troy? Gratitude gets the attention off of you. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, D? Gratitude gets the attention off of you. Gratitude for your spouse, celebrating your spouse. Some men and women are phenomenal at this. I know men that are phenomenal at it. My best friend, man, he loves giving gift. Here's the thing. If you meet somebody and they're that person, and then it changes. It's one thing if it changes and you're doing everything you were doing. Great. And you're doing everything you were doing. But if the relationship changes and it changes, or you find yourself criticizing, you can hear yourself. If you can't hear yourself when you're being critical, when you're being jealous, when you're being envious, when you're being boastful, when you're being prideful, if you can't hear yourself, then that's how you talk to yourself. That's why self-love is so important. That's why doing the breakdown of self-love in June was so important as we go into these 52 weeks of love. So being mindful, but I love this. Gratitude naturally crowds out self-absorption and entitlement. If you're taking time to be gracious to someone, you know what it's like? Have you ever helped somebody move? Have you ever helped, or Tanny helped somebody decorate their house because she's a phenomenal artist in interior, and you're helping somebody do something, or if you help somebody set up for a barbecue, a cookout, a party, if you helping them, really helping them, like you're sweating. That's what I equate this to. You showing gratitude like you're helping them move to the point where it's pulling something out of you. What it does is it crowds out self-absorption. When you're giving to someone else or giving your time, and I'll end on this reference and I'll never forget it. And this is just it's been on my head lately. Both my mother and my aunt have gone on to glory. But I remember I was with my mother and my aunt Sally in Ricerstown Road Plaza in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a small mall. It's not a big mall. I haven't been there in years. I don't know if they extended it. But we're going through the mall and they talking about what they talking about, and they probably rushing, or they were, it wasn't just a leisurely day. It was some running some errands and stuff, but it was chill. And this big guy, kind of dressed in his trench coat, looked kind of soiled, like he might have been homeless, or he's big black guy, and he, boom, falls as we're walking, and people are like, oh my God. My mother's a nurse. My grandmother was a nurse. My aunts were nurses. My aunt Sally's not a nurse, but being around a nurse today, and she worked for the government. When I tell you, my mother and aunt Sally, yeah, girl, what? They instantly went into check his pulse, and started doing CPR on this guy until the paramedics got there. They saved his life in front of me. It was the most heroic thing. It always pops in my mind. I mean, I know people that ran into houses to get children and stuff like that, but this was, yeah, girl, what? They just went into mode. Now, mind you, anybody that's in that mode of living in life and do nursing or EMT, you're trained to do that. It's second nature. The person that's trained in self-defense, those things are second nature. After the paramedics came, and they're like, help me up. Both of them thick women. Ooh, Lord. They get up. My mother was like, I need some Listerine. Let's go to Rite Aid. They start talking, we laughing and joking, and I'm looking at them. It was like, and they go on with the day. It's like, oh, that was crazy. Hey, my girl, it was like it never happened. It was second nature for them to save somebody's life, and they just went back to, flow. What if our gratitude for our mate or someone we love or was like that, was like helping them move? Because that's what you're doing sometimes. You're helping them move from one. If you're showing gratitude for somebody, you don't know. If they're in a great state, that helps. But if they're not in a good state, when you show gratitude towards somebody that's feeling down, it moves them from that depressive mind state to an elevated place. You're moving on up. So, yeah. All right. That's all I got for today. I got a boogie. I'm already running late for the meeting. But it's worth it. I was going to wait until the evening and do an evening edition, but now I can do this, have it up, edit it, and you guys can go back and share it and everything like that. And we'll rock again tomorrow. But thank y'all. Like I said, if you want to copy my ebook, DM me. I've been talking a lot this morning. Want to copy my ebook, DM me. It's 9:49 a.m. here in Los Angeles, 12:49 p.m. on the East Coast. Thank y'all for tuning in to Troy Rawlings Live Morning Edition. It's all about love. Spread love. I'll talk to you soon. I'm losing my voice. Let me get some water. Peace. My love.